Hi. Hey, thanks for joining. Today we're going to talk about teams and channels within those teams and how we can set up an organization to really take advantage of the Microsoft Teams infrastructure. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right to this. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we have two companies here, public and notice there only Company X users, and then here we have guest access. So a lot of times in organizations, you have a list of guest users, and then you have a list of internal users, right? Users that are within your environment. And it's best if you kind of break those up into these two teams. Teams. Now, when we use, they call them teams, and the product is named Teams, so it's a little confusing, but the teams themselves are the organization of these people. So let's take a look at how that works. So if I go here to my company X, so that's guest users. So in this example, I wanted to show real quick, general. Notice here that I have a chat message here that I sent to all users, general. Notice there's no lock here. That means that anybody who's a member of this team here is going to see this message. Same thing with the files. If I drop files into general, everybody within this team is going to see those files. Just something to be aware of. Notice here when I go to Clinic 1 and I go to posts, notice there's no posts. Why? Because Clinic 1 is a private team. Okay, general and then private, and then these are private. Okay, so everybody sees general. Only people that are members of the channel will see their posts. So let's go ahead and see that in real world. So here we're going to go into general here, and now let's kind of shift gears a little bit to how do we see who's actually in the group, and how do we maybe even add people to the group? Let's start there. So here, if we just click on the eye over here, show channel info, notice here that I can see everybody that's inside of the group. Notice all the members are listed right there. Notice that little guy right there? I can add people to my group by typing in their name, okay? Or I can click here and add people. I can also go here and say see all, and now it pulls me up and sees and shows me who the members are and who the owner is. So I have lots of options here, and I can go ahead and click add here. I can also take this member out if I want to. I'm just going to click on the X there, and now that member's removed from my environment. So I can go back here to general again, and notice that I only have two. If I go to see all, notice there's only one guest. I'm going to add the member here real quick. I'm just going to say I want to add it to, this is in my company, right? So I'm going to type in Jeff Lush right there. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hit add. Now, I'm adding it as a guest because this happens to be a guest user. If I was adding them as a person inside my environment, I could click here and say whether they're a member or an owner. Now, what's the difference? The owner can add these things, the guest and the member cannot. Okay, so just something to remember. That's good. Now I've got 3 members inside of this group here. This is within my company. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cool things we can do. So here, if I go to general and I go to posts, again, I haven't added a post. I could add a post. I could say hello and go. And now that's going to go there. And if I go over to files, I could add files. Notice my post goes down here. Everybody in this group is going to see that post. And if you have it so that they get an email, they'll even get an email and things like that. We're not going to talk about that level of detail today. But here, you can just see the files. There are no files. Let's go ahead and just upload a file here to general. We're going to click on files there, and we're just going to say, discovered action. We're going to drop that file in there. Notice here it says it loaded it, no problem at all. We're going to go ahead and go back over to posts. We still have the post, we still have the file. So what have we done here? We only have files here that are available to general. So this is the key thing to remember. Please don't forget this when you're in a team environment with multiple channels. If you want everybody to see it, drop it in general. If you want it to be private, for example, accounting, business advisory group, race admin, race mentors, if you want it just to be in their environment, you have to click on that channel first. So here we're good, right? Everybody's good. Everybody general. Now let's click on the accounting one. Here, notice we have no posts. Why? Because this post is already here. It's in general. We didn't do a post here. We could say here a private, we could just say private hello in, what is this, accounting. Okay, and hit go. So here we have private hello in accounting. Now let's click on files. Remember, we put a file in general. We don't see the file here either. Why? Because here we've already said that this is general. We've gone over this, and this is only open to general. But in my private group here, I can see my private posts and my files. So what's the key takeaway here? First of all, who's in this private group? If I click here, I can see that 3 people are in here, okay? So I can go into this private group and kind of drill down, see what everybody's doing. I can click on here and say, hey, manage the members, manage this channel. If I hit manage channel, I can see here that I have 1 guest, I have 0 guests and 1 member. I can add the member to accounting here. For example, I'm going to add in, right, there we go, right there. As a guest, we're going to hit add. And remember, this is an external guest, so they're not in my environment, but now this person will be able to see all of the data within this environment, okay? So within this channel. So be very careful when you use that. Okay, so now they'll be able to see everything inside of all the files that are listed inside of here, okay? I click on here, I can see who has access, I can add people, all right, I can see just different stuff, okay? So that's pretty much it when you talk about managing these environments. So why would you do this? Well, one of the reasons is you want to be able to have these groups, these teams set up with the channels because it makes it just easier to manage your environment. You could have here all of your public in one group. For example, here I have this admin group for accounting. So I could just have accounting here under admin. So these 3 admin groups could be under one team. And then I could have all my race groups under another team. I could add a mentors channel. It's really just a personal preference how you want to do it. In this example, though, we've done it this way just to show you that these private groups are there. So, summary, real quick, just to make sure this is absolutely critical. I want to make sure when I'm putting files in that I'm putting them in the right place. It's not to create anxiety or stress over this. Just double check your work. If you want to make sure that you want to put it here in general, great. Click on that channel and then do all your business right here, okay? And your environment you have may have a lot more things in here. If you want to just do for Clinic 1, great. Click on the channel and do your business over here. Same thing as here. We did that here, right? Accounting. We did our business here, accounting. We have posts there, and we have just a file for accounting. Whereas in general, we have files here for everybody to see, and we have posts for everybody to see. So it's very, very easy to kind of get everything organized into one area. Now, before I leave, I wanted to talk about one last issue here, and it's chat. So let's go ahead and get chat up here. Where is chat? I may have disabled it in this environment. And it looks like I did. Okay. Now, oh, there it is. I have it right there. Okay. So chat is something you want to say with everybody. When I create a chat inside of an environment, now I'm creating a new chat. Everybody that has access is going to be able to see that. This is not a suggested method to chat with everybody. The way we want to chat with everybody is through the teams themselves. So general, do a post, chat. You can add files. You can do all kinds of things. If I want to reply just to this one, I can say reply here, and it kind of carries everything. If I want to do a new conversation, I can do new convo here, okay? And then I can hit reply, or I can reply again, okay? Replay. There you go, replay. So I can continue to reply and keep all of, and then you can collapse it. Just makes it a lot easier to manage and read. So you want to do all of your chatting right here as posts. Your chat itself becomes very free and open. Strongly suggest that you kind of focus all of your attention into the post section where you can have a chat and do everything you need to do. And the reason for this is because when you get more advanced inside of your Office 365 environment, you want to make sure that you can automate things. Automating chat is very difficult, but you can extract data very easily from here. So for example, you may just want to receive an email when new chats are added. So you don't have to constantly be in Teams monitoring things. We can only do that when we're inside of a team and it's a post. We can't do that with chats within Teams. So it's just one consideration. Also, when we chat within a team, we're focusing that chat to that specific team. Now, granted, you can create chats and group them and create groups for those chats, but then you're pretty much doing what you're doing here within posts. So it's just easier for everybody. Plus, you don't accidentally post a chat, a conversation in an open form where everybody can read it. So if you just get to the discipline, find the team, click on the channel, do your business within that channel, right? Your posts, your files, get all your business taken care of here, then you won't have to worry about the security of accidentally putting things in the wrong place.